Yo, what's going on, everybody, man? This your boy Dave. Today I'm bringing y'all another reaction video. Now, this video is called The 30th Biggest Jungle Animals You Don't Want to See. I don't know why they would say you don't want to see, because I technically want to see the animals. That's why I clicked on this video. So, I don't know. That was kind of like clickbait or whatever it is, man. But we going to go hop directly into this video. I ain't want to do no talking. I don't want to see no AIs. I want to see straight, realistic monsters, man. I want to see the beasts.
They say jungles are filled with harmless wildlife, but what if some massive creatures hiding there are also the deadliest? From deadly moose attacks to terrifying predators lurking beneath jungle waters, these encounters reveal how brutal and unforgiving nature can truly become. Here are the 30 biggest jungle animals you don't want to see. The beginning of this video shows 3 friends in a small canoe traversing through the jungle river in search of something. Moments later, they find what they're looking for, leading to this terrifying series of events you're about to see.
Damn, what they just do, buddy, in the water like that? What happened?
Bring the boat, bring the boat. Bring the boat, bring the boat.
The 3 of them struggle to keep the large snake at bay, with the guy in the water almost drowning several times just to make sure the animal does not escape. But finally, after what felt like hours, the 3 of them finally managed to do something spectacular.
Why you finna drown yourself? Look. No.
Let's go! Let's go! Yeah!
Fortunately, no one got seriously injured after this excursion, but everyone has to admit that this was no easy task for them. The forest...
Why though? You know what I'm saying? Like, what was the purpose of bringing that snake in there? That snake won't bother y'all, man. Just imagine somebody just come in y'all house and just imagine you just chilling in the bed, bro. Somebody just come up behind you and just wrap you up and then just throw you in a car and just abduct you. That's what the aliens be doing. You know what I'm saying? When they be probing people and all this stuff like that. I ain't saying that I ain't confirming that they are real or nothing like that, but I'm just saying it's similar.
Looks completely still at first, nothing but trees and shadows stretching across the edge of the clearing. Then a massive silhouette becomes visible near the tree line, so tall it almost blends into the surrounding trunks.
Ooh.
As the camera steadies, the true size of the moose becomes impossible to ignore. Its towering body and enormous antlers make the nearby trees seem smaller than they really are, giving the entire encounter an almost unreal sense of scale.
Moose big as hell. Hell, moose big as hell, bro.
Moose encounters often feel surreal because their towering size transforms familiar forests into places where nature suddenly feels overwhelmingly massive and untamed. The tourist keeps recording while movement slowly emerges from the surrounding brush, growing larger and clearer with every passing second. At first, the distance feels safe enough, but the closer the figure gets, the more the tension in the moment begins to build.
I can see the comments already. Don't start with the comments, man. Just know I see the comments. Don't start with it, man. Let's all just keep it clean, man. You know, we can go down that route, but let's keep it clean, man. Y'all know what y'all gonna want to say.
For a few tense seconds, the gorilla simply stays there, towering beside the stunned tourist without making a sound. Then, just as the moment becomes almost unbearable, the giant shifts its weight slightly, and the entire atmosphere suddenly changes again.
Hey, bro, they can't even move. I'm finna start doing that to folks, bro. I know I'm stronger. I know I'm stronger than you. I'm just gonna walk all over you, bro. What you gonna do?
Few wildlife encounters feel more intense than standing beside a silent gorilla, where sheer presence alone creates an instant sense of overwhelming tension and unpredictability.
If that gorilla wanted to, bro, he can just end all their life if he just wanted to, bro. And they just beside him, like just chilling beside him as if he just a statue or something. Why would you even want to get that close to that gorilla, bro? Like, and then you got to be quiet, like this, a quiet place. Nah, go on, clap it out for him. Round of applause. It might have been his birthday. Go on, clap next to him. I want to see a gorilla act up in public, man. You know, I want to see, you know, the mama had to come out and tell him, Harambe! You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, I can't do certain stuff on video because, you know, it's going to be clipped and y'all going to forever run with it. So we're going to keep it going.
Snakes are intimidating because of their venom. Others are terrifying simply because of their sheer size. The moment this massive serpent enters the frame, it immediately becomes obvious why even experienced handlers stay extremely careful around animals like this.
Big king cobra. Take a look at that right there. This is a massive snake. This is a species that you do not want to get bitten by all the way.
The king
Then why
cobra
the hell you messing
rises
with it?
high off the ground while the man carefully holds its body for the camera. Its hood spreads slightly with every movement, and the closer it gets to the lens, the more unreal its length and presence begin to feel.
Out here, and what I'm gonna do is slowly pick it up. Being very careful.
King cobras command fear through both size and venom, creating encounters where every movement feels tense, controlled, and dangerously unpredictable at close range. Coyote
I'm too
Peterson
childish to
stands
be
near
next
the
to
edge
him,
of the
bro.
water, scanning the murky surface while tension slowly builds around him. Without much warning, he suddenly rushes forward and disappears straight into the water, forcing everyone nearby to react immediately.
Coyote be on that stuff, bro. You ain't gonna tell me you ain't. The hell you just gonna jump? And did you just jump on a snapping turtle in its natural habitat?
Oh yeah! If at first you don't catch it with the trap, you...
Moments later, he resurfaces, struggling to control a massive snapping turtle in his hands.
Bro got
Water
browser in
splashes
his hand.
everywhere as the animal twists violently, its powerful jaws opening wide enough to make it instantly clear why
Bro, that
people
is
normally
Fleshigator.
avoid getting
No,
this
man, it was
close.
alligator.
just a few
That is
seconds
Blastoise, my
longer,
brother.
and the turtle will return to the bait, all the way underwater, and that is the only way.
Animals like snapping turtles prove that freshwater environments can hide creatures powerful enough to turn reckless curiosity into dangerously intense situations in an instant. The forest
selling
road
snapping
looks far
turtles,
too
man?
small for something this massive to be standing on it. Surrounded by thick trees on every side, the enormous figure slowly emerges into clearer view, instantly making the entire area feel far less safe than before.
Now I'll let y'all have this one. Me and this, what is this? An ox? Me and this ox do look like. I ain't gonna lie. By the head shape right here.
The Indian
we got
gar
the same
moves
hump.
with heavy,
The
deliberate
gar-
steps.
yo, we got the same
its
little hump.
muscular frame towering above the roadside brush as it wanders through the forest. Every slight turn of its head reveals thick, curved horns, giving the animal an intimidating presence that completely dominates the road around
We
it.
got about the same shape. Hey man, hey, we might be cousins from the distance.
Animals
got
like
muscles
the
too,
Indian
cuz.
gaur remind everyone how overwhelming raw strength can appear in the wild, where sheer size alone commands caution instantly.
I got
The forest patrol carefully moves through the dense jungle, scanning the trees while dry leaves crunch beneath their boots. Everything feels tense but quiet at first, until sudden movement deep within the vegetation completely changes the mood of the situation.
What the hell was that?
A Royal Bengal tiger suddenly bursts from the trees with terrifying speed, charging directly toward the group before stopping just short of them. The patrol scrambles backward as the massive predator lets out its warning and disappears back into the forest almost as quickly as it appeared.
I just thought he just wanted to bring y'all some Frosted Flakes. What the hell what y'all being that rude for him for, bro? Bro, just trying to ask you, was the Frosted Flakes
Few
great?
predators can transform silence into panic faster than a tiger, where raw speed and power create instant fear and complete chaos. Most people would probably mistake it for part of the tree at first glance. Clinging silently to the bark at night, the strange creature barely moves, yet its sheer size alone makes the entire scene feel deeply unsettling.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I'm trying to think which one would scare me more, that Bengal tiger or that. And I don't know if y'all know, bro, if y'all ever want to see like grown men, like just like turn like 65, like let a roach start flying. Let a roach have wings. I'm telling you, bro. like men and bugs with wings, especially me, it's over with, bro. And I'm actually allergic to them. That's the crazy part. I really can die from a water bug. That's crazy, man. You know, I can really get taken out by a damn water bug. A cockroach. What is that?
The giant Weta remains completely still against the trunk, its massive legs and armored body looking more like something prehistoric than a modern insect. Even without moving, the creature's appearance alone is enough to leave people staring a little too long.
I'm gonna put my hands down, man. I'm getting a little too excited. Do it bite? What'd it do?
Creatures like the giant Weta feel unsettling because they resemble something ancient, where sheer size alone transforms harmless insects into unforgettable sights. The man stands deep in the forest holding something that barely even looks real at first glance. Dangling from his hands, the creature twists slowly in the air, its unnatural
what is
length
that?
making it feel more like a snake than an earthworm.
I'm gonna show you. This is a earthworm in the cloud forest.
Man, if you gonna throw that, man, hey, go put him on the hook immediately.
As it continues moving through his grip, the true size of the giant earthworm becomes impossible to ignore. Its thick body...
Nah, hell no. I would've took that and threw, hey, look, man, that's me talking in the mic, man, when I do that. When I lean forward, that's me. Look, hey, me personally, I would've had that earthworm. We'd have been in the Mediterranean Sea. You know what I'm saying? We'd have been in the Pacific Ocean, the Atlantic Ocean, the Gulf of Mexico. I'm probably gonna get backflash for that. I'm gonna call it what his mama named him. Gulf of Mexico. I'm not calling him what old boy named him, man. What buddy named him. That ain't, look, we ain't even get into that. Anywho, the Strait of Magellan. I'm throwing that hook in the Mediterranean. I said Mediterranean. The Mariana Trench. Bro, can you imagine what you gonna capture with that? What kind of worm? Bro, like, what is that, bro? That's an earthworm that look like a snake. What kind of hook you gonna have to put that on? You gonna have to take some I don't even know what kind of wire, bro.
Body stretches far past his hands, while the surrounding forest somehow makes the entire encounter feel even stranger and more unsettling.
It's like a spring. It's like a spring when you touch it. Like a spring.
Some creatures become unsettling simply because they defy expectations, turning something ordinary into a sight that feels instantly strangely unnatural and unforgettable.
Why are you so big, though?
It honestly looks more like a small machine part lying on the ground than a real insect. But once the man reaches down and lifts it into his hands, the sheer size of the creature immediately becomes impossible to ignore.
Why would you pick that up with your bare hands?
You're gonna try to move that rock.
Oh, hell no.
Hell no.
No.
Let's not go anywhere, shall we? What an incredible beetle.
The Titan beetle flexes its massive jaws while its armored body fills nearly the entire frame. Every movement of its legs feels heavy and mechanical, making the insect look less like something from the forest and more like a creature from another era.
He's very strong. You can feel his body temperature. He's hot. Well hotter than the outside temperature.
Hidden behind thick mangrove roots, the man carefully keeps his camera steady while something enormous rests only a short distance ahead. The water barely moves around it, and the silence of the swamp somehow makes the situation feel even more dangerous.
What is that? By the spout, I think that's an alligator.
The massive saltwater crocodile stays facing away at first, its armored back and enormous tail dominating the shallow water in front of it. Even without moving much, the predator's sheer size and presence make it painfully obvious how quickly this encounter could turn deadly.
Hey, quick question. Did y'all ever realize, like, do alligators know they got gators? Do alligators know they got crocodiles? And do crocodiles know they got alligators?
The man crouches low near the forest floor, carefully reaching towards something hidden among the leaves and dirt. At first, it's difficult to tell what he's trying to grab, but the closer his hand gets, the more tense the entire moment becomes. The massive tarantula suddenly reacts, forcing him to pull back and reposition several times while trying to keep control of it. Even after finally getting it into his hands, the struggle clearly isn't over, and what happens next becomes even harder to watch.
This is the largest species of spider found in the whole world, and that's the closest I've ever been to being bitten.
Thankfully, the
Then when he
encounter
bites
ends
you in
without
the ass
anyone
and
getting
you got
hurt,
WD-40
proving how
coming out
quickly
your eyes,
risky
don't say
wildlife
nothing, bro.
situations can escalate before returning to normal. The shoreline of the Sundarbans stays eerily quiet, with muddy banks stretching beside the dense jungle as the camera slowly scans the area. Then, from the edge of the trees,
me sit
something
on that.
massive begins moving along the shore with complete confidence.
But what the hell y'all be at it? Y'all just run into a tiger.
A Royal Bengal tiger steps into clearer view, its powerful frame pacing along the water's edge before unleashing a deep roar that echoes through the mangroves. Every movement feels controlled and territorial, turning the calm shoreline into something far more intimidating in an instant.
I gotta really start traveling, bro, because I'm really like, how you just run into a tiger like that?
Few sounds in nature feel more intimidating than a tiger's roar, where power, territory, and dominance instantly transform silence into overwhelming tension. The woman carefully backs away step by step,
think they gonna be
trying
in
not to
Memphis?
make any sudden movements, while something large remains standing only a short distance behind her. Even without fully seeing it yet, the tension in the situation is already impossible to ignore.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie, one of them birds get behind you, bro, you gotta go for their neck.
Cassowaries are considered among the most dangerous birds on Earth, capable of delivering incredibly powerful kicks with dagger-like claws. Knowing how territorial and unpredictable they can be makes the entire encounter feel far more intense
them
than it
birds,
already
man,
looks.
them birds ain't about that life, man. I wanna see them, man. I'll pull up in their neighborhood, man. They ain't gonna do nothing. They're the most dangerous birds. Man, that bird ain't nothing.
The
Can that
forest
bird outrun
stays
the
thick
switch,
and
though?
shadowy as something quietly moves between the trees ahead. At first, only brief glimpses appear through the vegetation. Dark fur, strange striped legs, and movements so calm they make the entire encounter feel almost unreal. As it steps into clearer view, the okapi's unusual appearance becomes impossible to ignore. Its zebra-like markings contrast sharply against the dense jungle around it, giving the rare animal an almost mythical presence as it slowly disappears deeper into the forest.
Hear me out, right? Hear me out. I don't know what the first person was looking at the cow and the chicken and all them other animals and they said they was magically delicious. But I don't know what the rules is on this particular animal that I'm looking at. But has anybody ever ate one of them? I'm just saying though, like all that meat, I'm just saying, bro, like sometimes I be wanting to try new animals. I get tired of eating beef and chicken. You know what I'm saying? Because if he's a herbivore, I'm pretty sure that's going to be some good meat. You know what I'm saying? He already looking thick. You know what I'm saying right there? That might be a good slab of meat. Might have to fillet it. You know, I'm just saying, bro. Ain't no telling what we can get up out of it. Just hear me out. Check that head. Put that head. Look. Take his head. See, y'all be putting them apples in there. I say we put a mango in there. Sweeten them up, bro. Put the whole thing like the back in the day. Have them roasted. I don't know who the hell gonna turn that wheel. You gotta be a strong man to
The
turn
man
that big
slowly
ass wheel.
steps into the murky water, unable to see anything beneath the surface as mud swirls around his legs. He carefully feels around with his hands below the waterline, and within seconds, the entire situation suddenly becomes far more intense.
So we're just creeping up on this huge mud crab right here. All right, I'm gonna get around the back. That is one of the biggest
this mud crab right here.
I have ever caught.
He begins struggling against something powerful hidden beneath the surface before finally lifting a massive mud crab into view. Its enormous claws snap wildly through the air while he fights to keep control of the aggressive crustacean in his hands.
Make sure that he doesn't get me. You wouldn't want to get tagged by one of those big claws. Take a look at that, mate. Big
Is he gonna
Aussie
eat
mud
him?
crab out here in the mangroves. Look at the size of that.
The small wooden boat rocks violently as three men struggle to pull something enormous from the water. None of them speaks much at first, too focused on whatever is fighting beneath the surface hard enough to shift the entire boat around them.
Brother, that ain't even a fish.
Moments later, a gigantic Pirarucu slowly rises into view, its massive body stretching across nearly the entire width of the boat. Water drips heavily from its enormous scales while the men carefully haul it aboard, making the sheer size of the ancient fish impossible to ignore.
Hey man, you gotta put him back. That's one of them type of fish you remove. It's gonna rain for 7 days and 8 nights.
River
gonna
giants
destroy the
like
whole
the
ecosystem
Pirarucu
'cause he
carry an
removed
almost
him.
prehistoric presence, reminding everyone how enormous freshwater creatures can become in remote waters untouched by time. At first glance, it almost doesn't look real resting on top of the man's hand. Its oversized body and strange leaf-like shape blend, making the insect feel more like part of the forest than an actual living creature.
Bro, what is that, a grasshopper? But see, I don't do them green bugs, cuz.
The giant katydid
I don't do them
slowly
bugs.
shifts across his fingers, its long legs moving with delicate precision while its massive wings cover most of his palm. Up close, every detail of the insect feels strangely unnatural, like something evolution designed specifically to stay unseen. Some insects become fascinating because camouflage turns them into living illusions, blurring the line between ordinary wildlife and something almost unreal entirely. The researchers brace themselves along the riverbank, slowly pulling their net through the dark water while mud and debris swirl around them. At first, it seems like just another routine catch, until the weight inside the net suddenly becomes much harder to manage.
Man, y'all done caught a lobster? It's like, damn, he big. That
As
is
the
a
net
legend.
rises
That is a
higher,
legendary
an
Pokemon.
enormous Tasmanian giant freshwater crayfish finally reveals itself. Its oversized claws and thick armored body immediately dominate the frame, making the creature look less like a crayfish and more like some ancient river predator dragged from the
Bro,
depths.
that is a lobster. That ain't no damn crayfish.
Rock lobster! That's a really, really rare blue female.
He didn't caught a shiny Pokemon.
Creatures like this reveal how freshwater environments still hide ancient-looking animals, where sheer size alone makes familiar species feel almost prehistoric today. Snow falls lightly through the forest while deep claw marks scrape against the bark of a towering tree. The massive figure beside it barely seems disturbed by the cold, its heavy movements alone enough to make the quiet surroundings feel suddenly tense.
I ain't gonna lie to y'all, bro. Tigers really like that though. Like that's beautiful. What I'm looking at that. Look at his fur. That is majestic. I'm looking at
The
man.
tiger rises against the trunk and drags its claws downward with terrifying strength, sending bits of bark scattering across the snow. Every movement feels deliberate and territorial, turning the silent forest into a warning meant for anything nearby.
See, he probably would have killed me back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Cause I don't want him to try to pet him. Hit him with, come here, boy.
Predators like tigers rarely need confrontation to establish dominance. Displays of strength alone are enough to intimidate everything nearby instantly. The researchers move carefully through the dense jungle, quietly setting bait while scanning the area around them for any sign of movement.
that an armadillo?
At first, nothing happens, but the longer they wait, the more the tension in the forest slowly begins to build.
Look at that. A papaya? No, papaya's a fruit. I'm tripping, my bad. It's one of them P
Leaves
words.
suddenly shift near the edge of the clearing as something large starts moving through the undergrowth.
That's a slash
What
shooter.
finally emerges barely even looks real at first.
A
Its
sand
armored
slash.
body and enormous claws making the giant armadillo seem more like a creature from another era than a modern animal.
I when he used fury swipes, but you're gonna be in a you're gonna be in a
The jungle path
trouble.
looks calm for only a moment, thick vegetation swaying gently while the camera stays fixed ahead. Then a sudden movement bursts from the trees, and within seconds something powerful begins closing the distance at terrifying speed.
What kind of cat is that? That's a it's not a jag.
A massive
Leopard?
male jaguar charges directly toward
okay, I
the
had it
recorder,
right.
muscles rippling beneath its spotted coat with every stride. The closer it gets, the more overwhelming its size and speed become, turning the entire encounter into pure chaos almost instantly.
Yeah, that's a jag. Yeah. Leopard's a little bit smaller.
Thankfully, the jaguar stops before the encounter turns tragic, proving how quickly overwhelming fear can emerge when predators close the distance unexpectedly in seconds. The fisherman braces himself near the edge of the murky water, struggling to keep tension on the line while something enormous thrashes beneath the surface. Mud and water explode everywhere as the fight suddenly becomes far more intense than expected.
They will hit you in the
Bro,
head.
you done caught a whole alligator
There's no
guard.
way I'm gonna be able to pick this fish up.
That's a guard.
Moments later, a giant gar finally emerges from the water, its long armored body twisting violently beside the shore. Rows of sharp teeth flash each time it thrashes, making the ancient-looking predator feel more like a river monster than an ordinary fish.
My foot's there. Look at this. Giant.
The two men hold the massive beetle carefully toward the camera while its legs scrape constantly against their hands. Even before getting a close look, the insect feels unusually aggressive, its heavy movements making the encounter feel strangely tense.
And then what happens if you grab it?
Why he talking like that?
The giant African beetle suddenly begins thrashing harder, opening its powerful mandibles as it tries to push forward. Up close, its armored body and sheer size make it look less like a normal insect and more like a tiny creature built for battle.
Oh! Chomp.
The man carefully scans the forest floor as he steps through leaves and tangled roots, the camera moving slowly across the ground ahead of him. Everything seems normal at first, until something dark and oversized suddenly appears among the debris nearby.
Man, you were searching for that little ass
Look at
scorpion,
this
man. You
monster.
trying to make
My
it seem
God.
like he just popped out.
That thing is crazy. Okay, basically, I just want to move.
I
The
bet you won't
giant
let him
Asian
sting.
forest scorpion raises its pincers slightly while the man cautiously reaches toward it with a stick. At first, the creature barely reacts, but the closer the stick gets, the more obvious it becomes that the situation is about to escalate quickly.
off of here, but as you can see,
Hey, let him sting you, bro. Let us get a demonstration of how deadly his venom is.
Some encounters become unnerving simply because of anticipation, where one careful movement feels capable of triggering chaos at any second. Some insects are so oversized they stop looking real altogether. Holding both creatures side by side, the man immediately reveals a size difference so extreme that the larger one barely even seems like it belongs to the same species.
Look at the size of this thing. You think this is a big mantis? This is a big mantis. This
Man, if
is
you don't
the
put that
largest
praying
mantis
mantis
in the
down-
entire world.
The giant mantis stretches across nearly his entire hand, while the normal mantis beside it looks tiny in comparison. Its
That's one of them-
elongated limbs and massive body give it an almost alien appearance up close, making the scale difference feel even more unbelievable.
This is Macrometus hyalina, the Amazon giant leaf mantis. And
Bro, that's one of them praying
am
mantis
in
out just on
pure
Fallout, bro.
shock.
When
I
you
saw
going in
this,
one
I
of them
thought it was
vaults
some giant
on Fallout
stick
New
insect,
Vegas.
but
I
it was
forgot
a
which one of them
mantis.
vaults it
It
is.
Extreme size differences like this reveal how bizarre evolution can become, turning familiar insects into creatures that appear strangely alien and unnatural up close.
Did he
The
just
car
fly?
headlights sweep across the plantation road while the driver records into the darkness ahead. At first, nothing seems unusual until a massive shape suddenly crosses the road and disappears near the trees, forcing the driver to stop and keep filming.
It's fucking real.
It's a chupacabra.
Can you say that?
For brief moments, the figure becomes visible again near the edge of the plantation, its dark body and low posture making it look far larger than any normal wildcat. Then its eyes catch the headlights as it stares back from the darkness, refusing to reveal itself fully.
And it's watching me like a hawk.
I will watch you
Right
too.
there,
You in
see
his
his eyes
neighborhood.
Encounters like this become unsettling because darkness hides scale and detail, allowing imagination to transform fleeting glimpses into something far more intimidating. Some insects are so oversized that they honestly no longer look natural. Resting on the branch, this enormous beetle immediately dominates the frame. Its strange silhouette and oversized horn making it
That's a
feel more
Dumbo
like a
beetle.
creature from prehistoric
Oh, the
times
Hercules
than
beetle?
something alive today.
It's a Hercules beetle.
Y'all thought I didn't know my animals, huh?
Biggest and heaviest insects.
The Selva Verde Hercules beetle slowly crawls along the branch while the man keeps the camera focused closely on its armored body. Every movement of its massive legs and curved horn somehow makes the insect feel even larger the longer you look at it.
Times its own weight. It's like a human being could lift about 8 tons with just one hand.
Gigantic insects often feel unsettling because their exaggerated features resemble something prehistoric, turning ordinary encounters into scenes that barely seem believable anymore. The
Man, you
man
can have
grips
it, bro.
something massive, disappearing into the undergrowth as the surrounding vegetation shakes violently around him. Whatever he's holding keeps
He
forcing
bites
its
your
way
ass.
deeper into the jungle, making the struggle look far more difficult than expected.
Even
Put
a
that
snake the
python
size of a
down,
wrapper
bro.
around my neck, and it could do me in.
As he finally drags more of it into view, the python's true size becomes impossible to ignore. Its thick body coils and twists across the ground as he struggles to keep control long enough to showcase the enormous snake to the camera fully.
Oh,
Why
man.
y'all?
The strength of this guy is phenomenal.
How strong is he
Absolutely
talking?
phenomenal. I'm not gonna hurt you.
Handling
You
an
just weak as
animal
hell.
this powerful requires constant control and caution, especially when sheer size alone can quickly overwhelm even experienced handlers physically. Some
Nah, y'all just
forest
weak as
animals
hell.
look dangerous without needing to chase or attack
Is that
anything.
Sonic?
The Malayan porcupine slowly moves across
Oh,
the
my
ground
bad.
from the very
That's a-
beginning of the video, its body covered in long, sharp quills that instantly command attention.
That gotta be embarrassing, bro, to go hunt as an
As it
animal and then
continues
come
walking
back.
through the leaves, the spike
That gotta be embarrassing, bro, to be an animal. You know, like imagine like your mama, you know, you're an animal, right? Let's say you was born a tiger, right? I forgot what baby tigers are called, not whatnot, right? And you go hunt for a porcupine, and she send you out on a mission. She's like, okay, I want to let you see, you prove to me you can be out on your own, right? And you go out on your own to hunt, and you come back as a tiger with porcupines all in your mane and stuff like that, bro. And your mama just looking at you. And she just gotta put her paw over her face in disbelief, ashamed. Now they singing like off of Lion King. You know what I'm saying? Deception, disgrace. He is a, you know what I'm saying? Cause you let the porcupine put the porcupines, let them stick you, bro. How you can't hunt a porcupine? You know, you say you looking like the hyena off Lion King. You come back, you want me to come out looking like you, cactus butt? Damn, bro. I know that got to be embarrassing, bro. I don't know that didn't happen before. But he went out there probably first day in the wild, man. Think he finna hunt something, come back. Oh, mom, I got an animal. Think I'm finna take an animal back. He come back spikes all in his beard, bro. No animal. Now he got to still hang around his mama and all that stuff like that, and all the his other wild animals, they running wild. They on their own and stuff like that, but he got to stay around.
Along its back shift and rattle with every movement. The closer the camera gets, the more intimidating the animal becomes, almost like a walking bundle of moving needles drifting through the forest.
Yeah, that's the end of this video, man. If y'all like this video and enjoyed it or anything in that nature, y'all make sure y'all leave a like, comment, and subscribe, man. And I'm gonna holler at y'all boys later.